Okay. So in the last class, we have dealt with the Pascal's law, where it states that the pressure at each and every point in the is same in all the directions on a body acting on a body. Okay. So the next derivation will be based on hydrostatic law, that is the pressure variation in a fluid at rest. So what will be the pressure variation when the fluid is at rest? Okay. So if you consider a container in which I have placed some water. Okay. So as I have told you in last previous classes that at this point the pressure will be high. Okay. At this point the pressure will be low. Okay. So where this here. Okay. At this point, if this is the layer of the fluids, okay, as you go into the depth, the pressure will be more. At the surface the pressure will be less. So by using this hydrostatic law we can even we can determine the pressure at any height in a liquid. Okay, fine. Then what you have to learn here, see here. So we have to derive an equation which states P equal to rho g h, where rho is the density of the fluid, g is the acceleration due to gravity, and h, or you can take as z. Okay. So here in textbooks they have taken as z, or you can take h, small h. So h is the height of the liquid from the surface of any body. At this point, if I want to measure the pressure at this point, so I have to check this height. Okay. Then I have to multiply it with rho into g. Then I can determine the pressure at this point. Okay. This is the law which states that. So pressure variation in a fluid at rest. So variation matlab kya? The pressure goes on increasing when we go into the depths. The pressure goes on increasing when we go into the depth. Okay. This is the point which we wanted to clear. Any doubts in this? So why we are doing this derivation? To know that the pressure is more when we go into the depths. So what is this hydrostatic law states? It states that, I'll tell you about this later. So the hydrostatic law states that the pressure at any point in a fluid at rest is obtained by the hydrostatic law. Is obtained by the hydrostatic law, which states that the rate of increase of pressure in a vertical downward direction must be equal to the specific weight of the fluid at that point. So whatever the pressure at any point is there in a fluid at rest. The fluid should be at rest. It should not be in motion. The fluid is at rest is obtained by the hydrostatic law. If you want to measure the pressure at any point in the static liquid at here or here or here in the same in terms of depth height. Okay, the hydrostatics law states that the rate of increase of pressure in a vertically downward direction must be equal to the specific weight of the liquid fluid at that point. What is specific weight? Can anyone tell me what is the definition of specific weight? Can anyone tell me the definition of specific weight? We have discussed in the last class in the properties. Can anyone tell me what is specific weight? Specific weight is nothing but weight by volume, right? Am I audible or no? Okay. Specific weight is nothing but weight by volume, or we also call it as weight density. Weight density. There's one more formula, which is that for this. Which is that one more formula? Any one of you? Which is that one more formula? The one more formula is what? Rho into G. So W equal to specific weight equal to weight by volume equal to rho into G. This is the one more formula. The pressure at any point in a fluid is obtained by the rate of increase in pressure, that is dP. Rate of increase means it is increasing from top to the bottom level of the liquid. Okay, liquid levels in vertical direction, downward direction, vertical downward direction must be equal to the specific weight of the fluid at that point. At that point means weight equal to rho into G. Okay, dP equal to rho into G into H. We should get this. Okay, therefore okay, so here we have taken a surface, we have taken a fluid element. This is a fluid which is at rest. This one is completely a fluid which is at rest. So we have taken an element A, B, C, D. Okay, and this is at a depth of Z from the free surface. From the free surface of the liquid, this is at a depth H, Z or H we can take. Okay, so and the length of this surface or the element or the fluid element is delta Z. Okay, what is there? It is the height of the the fluid element is placed at a height H from the free surface of the liquid. Okay, and it is having a height of delta Z. It is having a height of delta Z. Okay, then so that delta Z is nothing but the height of that fluid element. Okay, on this fluid element there are two forces acting from the upward and from the below. Okay, the one force is pressure force, that is P into delta A. This is the A. This is area.
Sir,
Yeah,
the students are waiting.
okay, fine. Okay, no one else is waiting now.
Thank you, sir.
Fine. Okay, so this is the point where the pressure is acting on this surface. Pressure acting on face AB is P into delta A. Now I have told this is in 2D plane, right? In 3D plane, it will be having some dimension like this. Okay, some dimension it will be having. Therefore, that dimension, because of that dimension only, we are able to put a pressure on this area. On this area there is a pressure acting, pressure force. So pressure force is nothing but pressure equal to force by area. This force is what? Gravitational force, huh? No, this force is pressure force. Force because of pressure, acting because of pressure. So now pressure force is nothing but what? Pressure force is pressure into area. So on what is the area here? This is the area, P into delta A. Okay, that is the area. Fine. So there is a pressure which is acting in downward direction on this surface, and there is acting something which is acting in upward direction. This is not allowing. This is also applying some pressure from the below, and there is also pressure applied from the top. Can anyone tell me what is the pressure acting on the face AC and AD and BC? What is the pressure acting on this face? Any one of you? Can you tell me what is the pressure acting on this? You can unmute and tell that your friends are waiting, but you can't tell an answer. What is the force acting on this, on the face AC and AD and BC? It's very easy to tell, because what happens is whatever force is acting on this direction and whatever forces acting on this direction will be equal and opposite. So those forces will be cancelled. Okay, because it is horizontally the pressure will be same. अगर देखो अभी इस level of water में the pressure will be same, right? So whatever force is applied will be equal and opposite. Okay, so that force will be cancelled. But as the pressure will be changing in terms of vertical direction, therefore the pressure will be different here. P into delta A, P plus dou P by dou z into delta z. Dou p by dou z is what? Change of pressure because of height. Okay, change in height. Okay, so this is the way we are finding out. Now, how to derive this? So consider a small fluid element as shown in figure, this one, figure 2. Okay, the delta is the cross-sectional area of the element. Delta z is the height of the fluid element. P is the pressure force acting on face AB. The P is the pressure force acting on the face AB. Then Z is the distance of the fluid element from the surface. Whatever distance is there from the fluid element is from the surface. So distance of the fluid element, this is the fluid element from the surface. What is the distance? That is Z. Okay. Okay. The forces acting on the fluid element are, what are the forces acting on the fluid element? There are two pressure forces acting. One is P into delta A, which is acting on face AB, P plus dou P by dou Z, delta Z into delta A, that is acting on CD. Okay. And one more force is that weight of the fluid element. Okay. The fluid element will be acting a weight on the free surface, or sorry, on this in the fluid. That is given by density into G into volume. Okay. Why? Because weight equal to, I've told you, it is weight density by, sorry, it is specific weight equal to what? Weight density by volume. Weight by volume, sorry, weight by volume. Specific weight is rho into G equal to W by V. So V if goes here, so it will be W equal to rho G V. V is what? Area into height. So change delta is the area, and Z delta Z is the height from the height of the liquid element. Okay, done. Then what is there? Then there are two forces which are acting in the opposite direction that will be cancelled with each other. The pressure forces on the surface BC and AD are equal and opposite. Okay, so whatever pressure forces which are acting on this AC and BD are equivalent, AD and BC are equivalent, opposite to each other. Therefore, these pressure forces will get cancelled. Now, can anyone tell me which are the different forces acting on this? What all forces we discussed? I'll tell you one thing. If you don't tell me now, what I'll do is I'll just cancel this class and I'll go with the next topic in the next class. Let it get recorded and I'll upload it in YouTube. You decide.
Sir, explain 1 second diagram.
तो मैं तभी से क्या कर रहा था यार? Okay, I'll explain it. At least you ask. We are not understanding. I'll tell again. I don't have any problem with that. Okay. So what is the diagram is? See here. Okay. This is just consider this to be a container. Okay, which is closed container. Okay, or closed container, which is a container. उसमें एक मैंने area लिया है उतना ही. So in that closed container, I'm taking a fluid element. Fluid element मतलब क्या? इतना सब fluid है. So I can't find the property of each and every part of the fluid, static fluid, right? I have to take one element from this now. I have to take one element in this. That is this element, which I have taken here. Okay, I'm considering a fluid element. मतलब क्या? एक part का fluid का एक part consider कर रहा हूँ, जिसके ऊपर मैं भी मतलब I'm gonna take my steps, right? Now, so this fluid element is at a height Z from the free surface of the liquid. What is the free surface of the liquid? That is the topmost surface of the liquid, which is in contact with the air or gas, right? Fine. So that is the free surface of the liquid. The fluid element which we are considering, right, that is at a height h from the free surface, or z from the free surface. This fluid element is having an area delta A. So this fluid element is, I will draw the fluid element over here. So besides सब पानी है, ये भी एक पानी है, but we are considering it to be a fluid element. So this is A, B, C and D. Now, which all forces will be acting on this? This you consider to be a 3D dimension, because it has some area. Okay, so fine. So now which pressure is acting on this? This is the pressure force, P. into delta A. Why delta A? Because the area on which it is acting is delta A. Okay. Now, what is the pressure force acting at the below? P plus dou P by dou Z. Why? There is an increase in pressure or decrease in pressure here? P plus dou P by dou Z. Increase in pressure. Increase in pressure. Why? Because it is at the depth. At this point, the pressure will be more. So therefore, P, यहाँ पे मैंने P उतना ही लिखा है, यहाँ पे मैंने P उतना ही लिखा है, but यहाँ पर मैंने क्या लिखा है? P plus dou P by dou Z. Why dou P by dou Z? Because pressure has increased because of the height. Okay, height from the free surface. Okay, therefore it will be acting in opposite direction into delta Z. That is the height from the free surface. Sorry, that is the height of the fluid element into the area. So this is the pressure force which is acting from the bottom. This is the pressure force which is acting from the top. Okay. Now the pressure force which is acting on the face AD. This is the face AD and BC. Which is this pressure force? See, I have told you that horizontally whatever pressure force is acting, that becomes equal and opposite, because the pressure is getting increased because of from the top, right, from top to bottom, like in vertical direction, not in horizontal direction. Here the pressure is same, here the pressure is same, here the pressure is same, here the pressure is same. Okay, horizontally, but vertically it will be changing. With the depth, the pressure goes on changing. Okay, so this is the diagram for this. Okay, any doubts? Hope so you don't have any doubts in this now. Okay, so we are considering a small fluid element in a static mass of fluid. In a static mass of fluid, I am considering a small fluid element which is having a cross-sectional area of delta A, and delta Z is the height of the fluid element. Height of the fluid element, this is the height, delta Z. P is the pressure on the face AB. On face AB, the P is acting, P is the pressure force, and Z is the distance of the fluid element from the free surface. The distance from the fluid element is free surface. Okay, then the forces acting on the fluid element are, what are the forces acting on the fluid element? The pressure force on AB, that is P into delta A, and acting perpendicular to the face AB in the downward direction. Okay, so pressure force क्या है? Pressure force has two, P into delta A, and another pressure is P plus dou P by dou Z into delta A, which is acting in the downward direction, opposite to the fluid element. Okay. On face AB, acting perpendicular to the face CD, vertically upward direction. Okay. Now another force is what? Weight of the fluid element. It will be having some weight. It will be having some weight. It has to consider the weight. So weight you have to calculate by density into G into volume. Don't ask how it has come. I have told you here. It is because of specific weight. Okay. Then pressure force on the surface BC and AD are equal. On the opposite sides, if this is the fluid element, on the opposite side, the forces are equal. Okay, so therefore they get cancelled. Now we have to consider it to, we have to take all the forces in and calculate this. So it is minus P delta, as I have shown here, that the upward forces are positive and the downward forces are negative. So minus P delta A, that is the force which is acting. I'll draw it here. This is the fluid element. This is P delta A. This is what? P plus dou P by dou X delta dz, sorry, delta Z into delta A. Okay. Minus P delta A plus P plus dou P by dou Z delta Z into delta A, minus, which is this force which is acting in downward direction, that is rho G into delta A into delta Z. That is the weight of the fluid element. That is the weight of the fluid element. Okay, weight of the fluid element. Now this, and now what I'll do, I'll multiply delta A into this. So what it will become? P into delta A here, P into delta A plus dou P by dou Z delta Z into delta A. Okay, now what happens? The brackets are opened, So this minus P delta A and this plus P delta A will get cancelled. So what will remain? Delta dou P by dou Z delta Z dA minus rho G delta A into delta Z. Okay. Now this dou P by dou Z into delta Z into delta A will be minus this will be equal to 0. Now what I'll do, I'll take this side on the opposite side. So what it will be? It will be equal to this one. Dou P by dou Z delta Z into delta A rho G into delta A into delta Z, which will get cancelled, this one and this will get cancelled. What is remaining? Dou P by dou Z into rho into G. So what was the statement actually? Hydrostatic law statement क्या था? Rate of change of pressure, increase of pressure in a vertical downward direction must be equal to specific weight of the fluid. Whether it is specific weight of the fluid. So rate of change of pressure in vertical direction should be equal to the specific weight of the fluid at that point. Is this correct? We have got now the rate of change of pressure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, where dou P by dou Z equal to what? Dou P by dou Z equal to rho G is equal to W. What W is what? Small w? Anyone?
Specific weight.
Specific weight, or we can call it as weight density of the fluid. Okay. Now what is there? So equation 1 states that the rate of increase of pressure. See, read this. This is the equation 1. So this completely is an equation 1. So it states that rate of increase of pressure in a vertical direction, that is Z, is equal to the weight density of the fluid at that point. I've told you that specific weight is also known as weight density. Can anyone tell me why? As we call mass density as mass by volume. So specific weight or weight density is what? Weight by volume. So there are two names. Remember this. When in exams they may ask like define weight density. So you should be able to explain it. Okay. Now we integrate this. Dou P integration of dou P equal to integration of rho G dz. Okay. So then we get P equal to rho G Z. Okay, when we integrate it. So this is your equation 2, where P is the pressure which is above the atmospheric pressure and Z is the height to the point from the surface. So from equation 2 we can write that Z equal to P by rho into G, where Z is the pressure head. So from this we get an equation that is P equal to rho G Z. Okay. So it states that agar if I want to calculate, it means what it means is that, okay, remember this one, this is very important. For all the problems it will be asked many times. Agar samjho ki this is a fluid mass, okay, in this there is fluid, okay, and I want to measure the pressure at this point, okay, and this height is around, I can say 1 meter, okay, 1 meter, and the liquid which is there here is 1000 kg per meter. It is having a density of 1000 kg per meter cube. Means which liquid is this? Water. So water is there inside that, right? So now I want to measure the pressure which is acting at 1 meter, which is having a density of 1000. So what I should do? I should calculate its pressure. Means I have to use P equal to rho Gz. Rho is 1000 into G is 9.81. What is the height? 1 meter. So whatever is the answer is 9.81 into 10 raised to 3 is your answer, Newton per meter square. So it means that as we go into the depths, what will happen? The pressure will go on increasing, right? So this is the point where we can prove that with the increase in height, the static mass of a liquid, the pressure goes on increasing. Remember this point. This is very important from this one. from the point of view of measurement of pressure and in terms of in turbo machines. This is very important. Okay, P equal to rho gz. In some books they will write as P equal to rho gh. Both are same. H is also height, Z is also height. We call that Z as pressure head. We call this Z as pressure head. Okay, so we'll be deriving one equation at the end that is called as Bernoulli's equation, where we are getting this equation P by rho g. So at that point, this will become the pressure head. So when we'll be deriving, I'll be letting you know this. Okay, so any doubts till now? You can ask me. If you want, I'll explain it again.
Sir, explain again.
Okay. So this derivation is based on pressure variation in a fluid which is at rest. So what happens when a fluid at rest? What is the pressure variation happening in that? Okay. So sorry. So as we have seen that the pressure variation, matlab kya? The variation of pressure when the fluid is at rest. So this is a container. This is a container in which fluid is there. Okay. So from this pressure variation, matlab the pressure goes on varying when we go into the depths, or when we go into the depths, the pressure goes on changing or pressure goes on varying. We have to determine that. So we are considering a fluid which is at static or which is at rest, and we are considering a fluid element in that. Fluid element is what? A part of that fluid, small part of that fluid. Okay, we cannot consider the whole fluid na, right? So we are considering some fluid element, a small part of that fluid element, where we are considering it, where we are determining the properties. Okay, so now on this fluid element, I will draw the fluid element separately over here. This is the fluid element which we are considering. Okay, that is also made up of fluid only. Don't think that we are putting a body. If we put a body, also the same thing will happen. Okay, have you observed submarines? They are also called as pressure vessels. They need to be made with a heavy build-up because they undergo into the deep waters, right? So they are called as pressure vessels because in the depth of the ocean, the pressure goes on increasing as we go into the depth of the ocean. Okay, that's why scuba divers will be using more than 2 cylinders to dive, and takes a professional diver, not driver, diver. Okay, who is diving into the sea to use that. Okay, because he knows at what depth the pressure is more. Okay, so if it goes deeper into the ocean, the pressure goes on increasing. So till one point only the human can go into the ocean till one point. Below that, his lungs may get exploded because of high pressure. Okay. Next. So what happens is, this is the free surface of the liquid, or this is the height. इतना पानी भरा है यहाँ तक, इतने height तक ही पानी भरा है. So I'm considering fluid element at height h from the free surface. So this is at what point we am considering, that is z. Okay, and this fluid element is height having a length of delta z and area delta a. So what are the pressure forces acting? The pressure force will be acting in vertical direction only. One will be acting in the downward direction, one will be acting in the upward direction, that is on face AB and face CD. Okay, here the pressure force will be acting P into delta A. Okay, and below the pressure force will be acting P plus dou P by dou Z, because pressure has already increased because of height. P plus dou P by dou Z delta Z into delta A. Okay, so this is the depth in pressure. So we have to get an equation which states that the pressure at any point, in a fluid at rest means static, which is at static. The pressure at any point which is at rest is obtained by the hydrostatic law. which states that what I'm trying to find out, I have to find out the pressure at any point when the fluid is at rest, is obtained by an hydrostatic law, which states that the rate of increase of pressure, the rate of increase of pressure in a vertically downward direction, in a vertically downward direction, in a vertically downward direction must be equal to the specific weight of the fluid at that point. Must be equal to specific. So that's why we got equation dou P by dou Z equal to rho into G. So the change in pressure, rate of change of increase of pressure in a vertically downward direction should be or must be equal to the specific weight of the fluid. You know specific weight, again and again I should not tell you that. Okay. So considering a small fluid element as shown in figure, the above figure, that is figure 2. So this is the fluid element which I am considering. It is having an area delta A and it is at a height of delta Z is the height of the fluid element. Okay. Now P is the pressure force which is acting on the face AB. यहाँ पे pressure force act कर रहा है, and that is the distance of the fluid element from the free surface. From the top, what is the distance from the free surface? What are the forces acting on that fluid element? With the fluid element which is there in the fluid, what are the forces acting on it? There are 4 forces. One is the pressure force which is acting on the face AB, P into delta A, which is acting perpendicular to the face B in the downward direction. This is the force which is acting perpendicular to the face AB, P into delta A. Okay. Pressure force on CD, face CD will be P plus dou P by dou Z into delta Z into delta A, acting perpendicular to the face CD. Which is that force? This is the force which is acting perpendicular to the face CD, P plus dou P by dou Z delta Z into delta A. Okay. Then we have weight of the fluid element. What is the weight of the fluid element? Density into G into volume. How I got this? Can anyone tell me? Weight of the fluid. How I got that? Can anyone tell me how I got that? Specific weight. What is specific weight? Weight by volume. So weight by volume is rho into G. Okay. So W equal to what? Rho G into V. Weight is equal to rho G into V. So from this we have got it. What is V of the fluid element? Volume of the fluid element क्या होगा? Area into the height, delta Z. Okay. Then the pressure force on surface BC and AD are equal and opposite. So if this is the fluid element, as I have told, the pressure will be varying in a vertical direction, not in horizontal direction, right? So the pressure here is same in this level. In this level, the pressure is same. In this level, the pressure is same. But between these two, the pressure varies. Between these two, the pressure varies. Okay, it is varying vertically, not horizontally. So therefore, the pressure force acting on A and D is same, is equal to pressure acting on B and C. Okay. So now minus P. So I am taking a summary of summation of all these forces. So the negative force is in the downward direction. That is P delta A is acting opposite. Downward force is acting on the what? On the face AB. So minus P delta A plus P plus dou P by dou Z delta Z into delta A. Okay. Minus rho G delta A into delta Z. Now I multiply this here. So minus P delta A plus P delta A plus dou P by dou Z delta Z into delta A. Okay. Minus rho G delta A into delta Z. So dou P by dou Z into delta Z into delta A minus rho G delta A into delta Z. Okay. So what I'll do is this is minus, so I'll take this here. So it will be equal to, and this will be equal to, this one will be equal to this, and this will be gone this side. So this will become positive. Okay. Now, so we will cancel this and this. So what will remain? Dou P by dou Z into rho into G. So dou P by dou Z into rho into G is rate of change of pressure is equal to the specific weight of the fluid or weight density of the fluid at that point. So equation states that the rate of increase of pressure in a vertical direction is equal to the weight density of the fluid, that is rho into G at that point. So now we will integrate this. When we integrate this, what will happen? P equal to rho g z, we will get the formula, and where P is the atmospheric pressure which is above the atmospheric pressure, and Z is the point from which we have to measure the height or from the surface. Okay, so that equation 2 is given by Z equal to P by rho g. If I want to measure the height, I know the pressure, right? I know the pressure, I know the which liquid is there, and I know the acceleration due to gravity. At what point in this mass, at what height the pressure is, I say consider at this point the pressure is 2 bar or 3 bar, right? At this point the pressure is 2 bar or 3 bar. Okay, so I want to know at what height it is there. At what height the pressure is 2 bar or 3 bar. So I can use this formula to measure at what height the pressure is 3 bar. Okay, understood this? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Fine. So based on this, there are some definitions. The first definition is absolute pressure, gauge pressure, atmospheric pressure, and vacuum pressure. So the pressure on a fluid is measured in two different systems. In one system, it is measured above the absolute zero or complete vacuum, and other system which is measured above the atmospheric pressure. So we are measuring the pressure in two systems. One is above the absolute zero pressure, or that is called as absolute vacuum, and another pressure is measured above the atmospheric pressure. Another pressure is measured above the atmospheric pressure. Okay. The pressure which is measured above the atmospheric pressure is called the gauge pressure, and the pressure which is measured above the and below the atmospheric pressure is known as vacuum pressure. Okay, so first one will take the definition. Is it clear? So the absolute pressure is defined as the pressure which is measured with reference to the absolute zero pressure. So whatever pressure we are measuring with respect to the or with reference to the absolute zero pressure, that is called absolute pressure. Okay, gauge pressure is defined as pressure which is measured above the atmospheric pressure, or which is measured using a pressure measuring instrument. Okay, and which should be taken the atmospheric pressure as the datum. So the atmospheric pressure on the scale is marked as 0. I'll tell you why. Okay, the vacuum pressure is defined as the pressure below the atmospheric pressure. Okay, so now see what all three different pressures we have found out: absolute pressure, gauge pressure, and vacuum pressure. Right, now see, this is the absolute zero pressure, this is the vacuum pressure, this is the vacuum pressure. Remember this one, this is very important from the exam point of view, from the interview point of view, from your gate and PGCET point of view. If you are going for any competitive exam, this is most important question. Now ठीक है, अभी सुनो, this is the atmospheric pressure line, this is the atmospheric pressure line, this one. Okay, below this atmospheric pressure line we are considering everything be vacuum pressure. Below this atmospheric pressure everything is vacuum pressure. What is the atmosphere, how much is the atmospheric pressure? Can anyone tell me? What is the atmospheric pressure, value of atmospheric pressure? Any one of you?
1 Pascal.
1 पास्कल बहुत कम बोल दिया यार तूने. 101,325 Pascal. See, what is the difference between 1 Pascal and 101,325? It is 1,01,325 or 101.325 kilopascal, or also known as 1 bar. Okay, done. One more is 760 mm of Hg in terms of mm of Hg. 760 mm of Hg. So this is the atmospheric pressure, 101,325 Pascal. Below this pressure, whatever is there, that is vacuum pressure, and above this pressure is there, that is called as gauge pressure. So what is gauge pressure? Gauge pressure is a pressure which is above atmospheric and measured using in a pressure measuring instrument. Have you seen a pressure measuring instrument? Pressure gauges have you seen, which will be having a dial and on which the readings will be placed like this in terms of bar or in terms of kg per centimeter square? Can anyone tell me whether it will be always at the 0 before applying the pressure?
No, sir.
No. It will start with 0 or no?
Yes, sir.
Have you seen it in the mechanic shop where he will be filling the air inside the tire tubes? He will be using one gauge and he will be applying some pressure on the tip of the tire, right? On the rim where he will be filling the air. Have you seen that? He will be measuring the pressure and telling you.
Yes, sir.
That it will be always 0 because here we are taking everything with respect to atmospheric pressure. So atmospheric pressure in a pressure measuring instrument will be 0. In a pressure gauge, whenever you see a pressure gauge, it will be always at 0. But don't you think that pressure will be acting on that? Atmospheric pressure will be acting on that? Obviously, it will be acting, but we are considering it to be 0. So whatever considering we are referring as a datum, whatever datum we are referring here, wait, whatever referring we are datum, this datum about this reference, whatever pressure we are measuring about the atmospheric pressure, that is known as gauge pressure. Okay, in your tire, whenever you fill air, will it be above atmospheric or below atmospheric? In your vehicle tires, when you fill air in that, whether it will be above atmospheric or below atmospheric?
Above.
Above atmospheric. Otherwise,
Above.
if you are good, if it is below if it is equal to atmospheric pressure, it means that your tire is flattened, your tire is punctured. That's why whatever air is there now inside it, if you consider that your tire has got punctured, what will happen? The air will come out and it will maintain the equilibrium between the inside the tire and outside atmosphere pressure. That is atmospheric pressure. So the pressure is to be maximum more than the atmospheric pressure. So that is your gauge pressure. And what is vacuum pressure? Vacuum pressure is below atmospheric pressure. Okay, where so whatever pressure is below 101.325 Pascal, that is called as vacuum pressure. That is also known as the negative gauge pressure, and this gauge pressure is also known as positive gauge pressure. So the relationship between this is given. So what is absolute pressure? Absolute pressure is atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure. Remember this, the absolute pressure is what? Atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure. That is P absolute equal to P atmospheric plus P gauge. Okay. Then what is vacuum pressure? Atmospheric pressure minus absolute pressure. Atmospheric pressure minus absolute pressure. Can anyone tell me why I have taken this as absolute pressure and this also as absolute pressure? Because if I consider above atmospheric pressure, if I want to measure the pressure at this point, the pressure at any point I am measuring above the atmospheric pressure is called as absolute pressure. If I am measuring the pressure above the absolute zero pressure or with reference to absolute zero pressure and below atmospheric pressure, that pressure will be absolute pressure. Okay. Any doubts?
No, sir. No.
Any,
No,
no? Okay, fine. So the time is also up. We have started late because of some reasons. Okay, it's fine. So next we'll be dealing with the pressure measuring devices. There are two devices. One is manometer and another one is mechanical gauges. Okay, Bourdon gauge, Bourdon tube gauge, and all that, and diaphragm, and there are different pressure gauges. So we'll be dealing with it in the next class. Okay, but you study about this. Whatever I have informed you today, or whatever things I have told you, that are important from many point of view. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.